Hello and welcome. This will be a reading for Sagittarius for July 2023. Welcome to the table, Sagittarius. I have pre-shuffled the cards, but I will shuffle them again for you. Just fix my microphone. This reading will be a 10-card spread. All the cards have been well shuffled. I'll be talking about those cards as they come out. So there'll be 5 along the top row and 5 along the bottom row. Once I've talked about those cards, I'll be overlaying them with a second deck of cards, and I'll talk about those as well. That gives us 20 cards in total. That should give us a fairly good idea of the energy coming towards you in July. So Sagittarius, I'll also be showing you one card from the bottom of the deck. So that actually gives us 22 cards, which I think is a lovely number of cards, and we shouldn't need clarification, but I do have a third deck on the table. So one more quick shuffle and we can begin your reading. Okay, let's commence the reading. 3 of Cups in reverse. Princess of Wands or Page of Wands in reverse. Ace of Wands in reverse. Justice in the upright position. Queen of Pentacles in the upright position. High Priestess in reverse. The Sun in the upright position. That's a lovely card. This automatically transforms the whole reading. This is a very positive card. So it lifts the energy. Any negative cards on the table or any lessons or teachings that the cards have for us, this lifts up the energy straight away. So it's rather good. 7 of Cups in the reverse position, the Hierophant in the reverse position, and the Ace of Cups in the upright position. On the bottom of the deck, I'll show you first. What have we got there? Okay, 10 of Wands. So 10 of Wands can be a little bit of a troublesome card because you can talk about the burden that you've been carrying for a while, and you know, it's coming to an end, but you've still got a little bit more to go. So almost there, almost there. Okay, Sagittarius, let's have a look. So 3 of Cups, and it's in the reverse position. So I'm showing you in the upright position. I'll turn it around. Okay. Now, because it's in the reverse position, I feel like you're not striving to make any, let me see, I'll put it another way. I think that you're not making any, not taking steps towards seeking out other people for times of merriment or enjoyment or celebration. I think that if they were to come to you, if they were to walk towards you, you would perhaps take up the offer, but you yourself feels like you're not seeking that out. You're keeping these vessels over here, they're empty, they're ready to receive, but you're not making any effort to climb the steps or to go to the well and fill those cups. I just feel that you're quite happy to celebrate. You're happy just to be in your own space, and you're quite open for someone to approach you. But I think that you just pulled back a little bit. So actually, I see you as being this person and in blue. So just slightly in the background, not having made a deliberate effort to pull back, just slightly pulled back. Okay, Princess of Wands. So here I'll show you in the upright position. It's quite a beautiful card. It's in the reverse position. As you can see, beautiful green and gold and red. So vitality and vibrancy. So this is somebody taking up a new opportunity or starting a new project. As you can see, quite prepared to climb these distant mountains in the background, which would suggest that if you are taking up a project or commencing something, that you're only at the very beginning of something. Okay, so that may be something that you've just started. I'm getting the feeling that you haven't mastered something yet. You're there, but you're still inclined to occasionally sort of be blown off course a little bit. That can be the energy here, that once in a while you can get blown off course. You've taken many steps already, but when the wind gets too strong, you can get blown off course. But you are well robed and well, dressed for the occasion. So that means that you've deliberately made this decision to take up this quest or this project or this enterprise that you're doing, and you're following through with it. But, you know, there are still things that can derail you from your project once in a while. Here you've got the Ace of Wands. So this is a new opportunity coming in for you. So as you can see, the cosmos is holding it out to you, but it's in the reverse position. So perhaps you're waiting for an opportunity. Let me see. Often this can be coming in from the cosmos, and something entirely new, something you didn't anticipate, but it's more the energy opening or parting the way for you. So it's showing here a mosque or a temple or a beautiful building in the background. So this can be about horizons or stepping into the next level of a higher vibration, for example. Let's put it that way, a higher vibration. And this is the nectar from the cosmos dripping down towards you, but it's in the reverse position. So maybe you're just waiting to step into the next dimension. That could be a spiritual dimension, or it could be that you're looking outwards to a new place, perhaps, I'm getting a sense of a new place, or maybe finding your place, and your spot in a new place. That could be where you're not quite comfortable yet. That's almost what this is feeling like you've gone to a new place and you haven't quite settled in yet. It's that feeling of the energy is still new and of a different vibration. You haven't quite matched the vibration. You don't blend in entirely. So somehow you're not blending in. This is what you're standing out from the crowd. Oh my gosh, that took a long time to get there. So standing out from the crowd in a little way. As you can see, both these ones here. So you're standing out from the crowd. You're not blending in. And that, I've got a feeling you're elevating, going to a higher place, elevating. So that's all I can say. Both of these cards are kind of the same. So in the sense of the energy coming off them. Here we've got Justice. So this is a wonderful, if you've got a legal matter coming up, it looks like it's going to be okay. It does look like it will be balanced. It will be orderly. It will be constructive. She is standing there straight on, facing you square on. She's between the two pillars. She's got her sword poised, and she's holding the scales. So it's telling me that she's in a state of balance, finely poised, looking serene, very peaceful, and very much in a high spiritual energy here because she's surrounded with purple. So that's a beautiful energy. So very, very nice. And that is clothing you in that spiritual glow. I'll put it, the spiritual glow. Yes, because she does have a little bit of radiance coming from the top of her head here, because she's found that beautiful equilibrium and she's standing within that spirituality. So that's quite nice. Here's the Queen of Pentacles. Abundance, prosperity, everything's going glowingly by the looks of it. Finances are okay. It looks like you have plenty around you. You look quite prosperous, secure. It does look like you're quite focused on the money, but you're not letting it take your mind off all the beauty of the world around you. So you're not so focused that you're becoming one-eyed about the aspect of your material security and your material wealth. So very, very nice. It does look very, very balanced. So that's quite lovely. We've got the High Priestess. Now that's in reverse. So the High Priestess is normally talking about a need to go within, to access your higher self, to fine-tune your spiritual teachings or your highest self, your goals and your achievements, what you're looking, where you're aiming to go. So it's, I'm just going to look at this upside down. I'll look at it both ways. I don't think you're overly focused on this at the moment. I don't think you've got a need to withdraw into yourself. I think you find that you have the teachings at your core. Here we go. Here we've got, she's holding them right at her core. It's like what teachings you've undertaken, what spiritual quest you've undergone, what spiritual messages you've gleaned, you've taken them into your core. So that's what I'm going to say about that. I talked about the sun. This is beautiful energy, prosperity, happiness, success, joyfulness. It can be the birth of a child, but I'm not feeling that so much in this case because the rest of the reading doesn't really give me any indication for that. It just looks like pure happiness. It's almost a state of bliss. It's a card of bliss. So that's wonderful. That's really, really wonderful. There's nothing nicer than being in a state of bliss, and that rarely happens for most people. Here we've got the Seven of Cups, and it's in the reverse aspect. So here again, this is what I would refer to as be careful what you wish for. But actually, I'm just looking at it in the reverse aspect. I don't think you're wishing for anything more. I'm just feeling that you know that this is, I sometimes call this pie in the sky. Sometimes some of these wishes are illusions. You're never quite sure what they're getting. I don't feel that you are wishing for anything much more. I think you feel that your cups are all full and you're quite happy just to leave things the way they are. Okay, we have the Hierophant here. So this can be somebody, oh pardon me, I've got a wood splinter in my, I've just been loading the wood for the fire, excuse me. Here we've got the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant for me is always a little bit problematic when he's in the reverse position, and this one is in the reverse aspect. So we've got, because this can be a spiritual teacher or a guru, it can also be the state and tradition and things like the church or a government institution, something that is quite fixed and stayed and remains reasonably unchanged, resistant to change. So it's interesting the words resistant to change came up because a lot of churches, for example, or government facilities are very resistant to change. Let me just, what else am I going to say about this card? It feels like you're very happy with the status quo. You're not going to try and force a change on anybody else's opinions. You're not going to challenge the system. You are happy with the knowledge that you have acquired. There's the keys of knowledge. You're putting those foremost in your mind, and you are not seeking to change. You're not seeking to become a teacher. You're not trying to teach other people. You're just happy to be contained within the knowledge that you have. You're very happy to be the lamb. And again, the lamb is at the core, and so are the spiritual teachings. So this gentleness is at your core, and that is a lovely energy. So you're not trying to beat anyone over the head with your doctrines or your way of life or your philosophy or anything else. You're just happy to let things be, and you're not aiming to change anyone else. You feel you've reached the point of truth and wisdom and clarity and the judgment, and you are able to judge things quite cleanly. You step back, you're analytical, you have a look, you weigh it up, and you're like, okay, this is not for me, but you're holding yourself well. So this is also suggesting to me a sense of high self-respect, self-dignity, and a lot of self-respect. So that's wonderful. Queen of Pentacles also talks about self-respect. And here is your Ace of Cups, wishing peace on the earth, ready to receive if something comes along that makes you happy. You are able to express yourself as you need to. Your energy is free-flowing and you are open. So this is beautiful, beautiful energy. And I think you are in a supreme state of harmony within yourself, in balance with yourself, which is lovely. And this may have been a little bit of a struggle. It may have sometimes felt like blood, sweat and tears to get this far. But all of those burdens, all of those experiences to get this far have been worth the effort. And you have chosen this path. This is the journey that you have chosen in your life. Pardon me. And if it has been a struggle, you are very much at the point of putting those wands down, because you're almost at the end, or very much at the end. And I think later on you will be able to say it probably was worth the effort, although at the time it's cost you some blood, sweat and tears. So this is a beautiful energy, a really lovely energy, and I like the sense of peacefulness that is coming from it, and the state of bliss is divine. So very, very nice. Sagittarius, let's keep following on with this reading. And don't be too troubled if sometimes you are a little bit blown with the winds, because the winds are meant to blow around us. They clean the energy off us, and they test us, and they see how stable we are. And you know, with all things, there's good and bad. Too much wind is destructive. A little bit of breeze keeps you fresh, keeps your aura clean, and also keeps you a little bit alert with fresh air and energy. So that's really quite lovely. So don't be worried if occasionally you get your feathers ruffled by a bit of a breeze. Something puts the wind up your sails, so to speak. Don't be worried about that. I think you've got quite a good grip on the situation. You look quite stable and quite firm. So I think that is really, really lovely, and you look very well balanced. So that's good. And it does look like you are very much aware of the bounty and prosperity around you. You know, you're showing this is somebody who's aware of what they've been given, and they're grateful for it as well. So there's this lovely energy here, this really lovely energy. Okay, so let's keep going. I've shuffled these. Oh, there's the first one out. Okay, Ace of Swords in reverse. I shall put that up here. So Ace of Swords, I'll talk about that later, because that's a breakthrough, but it's in the reverse aspect. So and it can often mean words. Not listening. Okay, that's what I'm going to get from it. You're not listening to words anymore. Okay? You're not going to listen to words. You've made your own breakthrough. I feel that you've made your own breakthrough, and that would be in the upright position. But actually now you've made a decision to just stand where you are and to stick with the truth as you know it. You don't need to listen to other people's words, and you are confident and assured. You've just decided you've made a victory. You've made that breakthrough. You're quite secure and you're quite comfortable, and you've put your sword down, and you're just saying, okay, I know the truth. And it's a very firm, it's a deliberate and firm acknowledgement of where you are. There you go. Sometimes it's hard to get the exact words out that you're trying to draw from your mind. Okay, let's have a look. I don't feel you have any doubts. I feel like your doubts have been, you have pierced your doubts. I feel that you don't have doubts. I think you're quite secure. You've pinned them to the ground. Okay, Three of Cups, let's clarify. So we have the King of Cups in reverse, Judgment in reverse, the Lovers in the upright position, the Chariot in the upright position, Five of Pentacles in the upright position, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Eight of Cups in the upright position, Three of Cups. There again, you got the Three of Cups and the three of Cups twice. So again, this very much pulling. I'll talk about it later. Nine of Cups, and your Three of Wands. Okay, let's have a look what's on the bottom. So we got the Three of Pentacles. So this is about collaboration, contracts, working as part of a team. No, you're not. You're working on your own. You've decided to work on your own. You're not seeking collaboration. You're not looking for a contract of some sort. If you do have a contract you need to sign, it's in the reverse aspect, so do be careful about And it's also, you've got the sword here, so do be careful about reading the fine details on a contract. Okay, so that's a little bit of a warning if you are negotiating with a contract, but otherwise you're not looking for a contract, you're not looking for collaboration, you're not doing something that is trying to generate income, but do be careful, as I say, if there's a contract involved anywhere that something you need to sign, that you scrutinize it. Don't be glib about it and think that it's okay. You do need to use your superior intellect and analytical powers here to analyze the contract. King of Cups in reverse. So this card is another one of those cards that worries me when it's in the reverse aspect. This is somebody trying to use emotional manipulation. So I never quite like this card, so be mindful. This is a mature energy, somebody who knows what they're doing when they're manipulating you. So that is their Three of Cups. Maybe it's on, as I said before, you're not necessarily seeking celebration or a lot of time with other people, and that could be because you've been through a period of emotional manipulation, or somebody who didn't fill your cup with the right kind of emotions. But I'm always a bit wary of a King of Cups in reverse, because they can be very manipulative and very controlling, and somebody who is not showing their reptilian behaviour from underneath until you catch a glimpse of it. But they don't reveal that very often, so be careful. Be very mindful of that. Judgment here. A judgment normally in the upright position would be a call for you for action, perhaps resurrection, perhaps a second chance, and it can also be a call for you to look at what role you've played in the way your life has panned out up till this point. But it's in the reverse aspect. So, how am I going to read this one? You're not doing what everybody else does. You're not exclaiming loudly. I don't think you're frightened of death so much. I don't think you're frightened of the consequences. I think you feel that you are listening to your spirit guides and your angels, and I think you feel that it'll be okay. That's what I'm getting from here. I feel that if the call came to you tomorrow, you would be saying, I have tried to put my house in order. So this is what I'm feeling here, is that you are quite comfortable that you have put your house in order and that you are living the best life that you can live. So that's quite good. So that's quite a nice card. You've got the Lovers here. This is finding balance between your subconscious and your conscious mind. This can be to people very much focused on bringing each other to their highest good. But that's kind of rare as well, because most people are not necessarily connected on a spiritual level, because it's got an angel here. So a lot of people are just connected on an emotional, on a physical level, not necessarily on a spiritual level. So this could also be really just trying to fine-tune this balance between your conscious and your subconscious mind, what you want here on earth and what you want in your spiritual life, what you want for your highest good, and you're focused on that and trying to bring that into balance all the time. This is where you're putting your energy, okay? So you're putting your energy into that. So that's kind of nice. And again, that's sort of, as I said, setting yourself apart. You're quite happy to set yourself apart. You're not worried about it. You're not worried about it. You're not really trying to be anything you're not. You're just happy to focus on yourself and do the best you can. Here is the Chariot. Now, the Chariot can mean fast incoming energy towards you. So it is possible that a soulmate is coming towards you. It is possible. And it is also an indication of rapid change, or also an indication of determination to keep going where you're going. It feels like you have control. the chariot driver drives the sphinxes, or the horses, normally sphinxes, with the mind control. There are no reins, so it's focusing your mind. And again, you've got this justice card here, so it's actually telling me that rather than probably a decision you need to make or fast moving change, this is about showing mind control and keeping a pinpoint focus here on the dot. So you've got your goal in mind, and you're putting your focus there, and I think that's wonderful. Here is this card of poverty and lack. It's so peculiar that these two cards should be one on top of the other. And again, the one thing I have to say about this poverty and lack, don't lose hope. This situation never remains very long. Nothing stays the same forever. If you're in a situation of poverty or lack, it doesn't always stay there. Keep your hope up. This could be like a charity, so these people can go in here and ask for a bit of charity or a little bit of assistance. But it's rather interesting, it's on top of the Queen of Pentacles, because one is showing lack and the other is showing abundance. So it's this this mind play perhaps between not having sufficient and having more than you need. So there may be two aspects of your life where you are aware that maybe you're not what I would call abundant in matters of dollars and cents, but you're not impoverished at all as well, because there is this state of abundance here. There is this ability to focus on the beauty around you and what you do have, and there's this wonderful gratitude that's attached to that card as well. So, you can see this person is able to manifest what they need to have, and you can see there's red up the sleeves there. So that's telling me that you can put your hands and your mind to achieving and manifesting what you want. So this is kind of like a duality. It's almost like a duality here. So, this is the stronger card, so I do feel that even in the face of maybe reduced circumstances, you still see yourself as being abundant, which is a wonderful energy. Here we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Again, it's in the reverse aspect, so a little bit of a delay, but the Wheel of Fortune speaks of better times, moving on to better times, and the wheel turning in your favour. So, the only thing I can say is something about resisting temptation. So anything that causes you temptation, be careful. Just resist the temptations. If you have a weakness in a certain area and you're aware of it, I would suggest you resist temptation. But otherwise, this card is just talking about the cosmos is turning the wheels. They may be going a little bit slower than you anticipated. Be careful, you resist your temptation. Stay on your path. Here, the sword is there. Okay, we've got the 8 of Wands, definitely walking away. You've left everything behind that doesn't suit you emotionally. You're not concerned about that. If it leaves you isolated, you're not the least bit concerned. You're quite happy to go. You have your red shoes on, you have your red cape, you have your staff, you have your strength, you have the moonlight. You can still see. It may not be the path that is most well travelled, but you can still see where you're going, and you can still take the necessary steps, and you're quite happy to leave that behind. And in doing so, you go into the sunlight. So it's kind of like, even though these little steps may feel like they've been a hard journey and hard lessons in those cups, or or relationships you no longer value have taken you into this state of prosperity and abundance. So yes, this is speaking about a journey that's may have been a little bit emotional and difficult, but you've made good progress. And again, here's this 3 of Cups. I've talked about that before, not seeking out, I feel, because it's in the reverse position. Maybe you're spending a little bit too much time on your own because you've received it twice, and maybe not having sufficient fun. And it could be a little bit of a suggestion that though you may have chosen Rather interesting. I've chosen to be a pumpkin, that you may require a little bit more company just so you stay well balanced. But you feel like all your wishes have come true. You're very content with the way things are. You're a little bit here, as you can see, this person is sitting quite sheltered in a little confined place, perhaps sitting at home, being very content and very happy and feeling very much fulfilled. And here, this is the card of expansion, so looking for expansion, looking to move on, looking for greener pastures. It's in the reverse aspect, so although you're open to receiving, I don't think you're actively seeking out any changes. I think you're happy just to look from a distance at this stage. So Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. And as I said, everything in this reading is automatically lifted to a higher elevation and state of well-being because of the Sun card on the table. So thank you very much for watching, Sagittarius. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Bye for now.